I just wanted to give you a quick update if you've been following my journey and how I had to stop and fly home from Chattanooga. I've got my bike stashed at a friend's house, Dane. He lives about an hour's drive from Chattanooga. And I had leveled with him that I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get back and get my bike and trailer and tent and sleeping bag and cook stove and all those things out of there and start. Pick up my trip in progress from Chattanooga. I have no idea, nobody does, when that's going to happen, because I have become my parents' part-time caregiver, and they need me, and it's good. It was a giant adjustment getting a phone call from my brothers and sisters, and suddenly I was on a plane home. But I've made the adjustment, and it's taken a while. I haven't posted in a while, and part of that is because I want to figure out how to move forward, because my audience has grown, and that's because I was doing interesting things, and they found my old videos, which I made before I had a sizable audience. So welcome everybody new, and there are still a lot of comments on a lot of my videos about the trip. And one in particular has stirred me to tell you how I'm going to make videos from this location talking about the equipment that I was using and what I'll use when I get back on the road to head. Chattanooga is right on the borderline between Tennessee and Georgia. And Georgia is 400 miles to get to Florida, 450 to get to Tallahassee. So when I get back on the road, I think I'm going to forego my tent in favor of a hammock. I can be off the ground. The thing that is puzzling me is I thought I was going to be going through Georgia, which has swamps towards the southern end of it, in the winter, and then I wouldn't have any problems with water moccasins. Rattlesnakes. I've been in rattlesnake country a lot. I guess water moccasin country too, and I've never had any problems. Seen a few rattlers, but very few, far between. It's not that it scares me, it's that I don't know the environment, or if there's a real danger, or if it's something as occasional as lightning. Or other dangers, wild hogs, I don't know. We don't have wild hogs where I go. So a hammock would get me off the ground. I've slept in a hammock before. I got a couple of videos on that. It's just not as snug at night at 4 a.m. where you don't really know where you are, and neither does anyone else on the planet. So, but the tent is heavy. A hammock is half that weight, even with an additional tarp to go over it. And I think I can get one that'll be comfortable. They're cooler, and well, those are the things that I'll discuss about when I pick up again on my trip, and what didn't work, like trying to solve the problem of charging all my electronics. I never really did. I went to solar panels, and then they didn't do the job. And I'm thinking about getting one of those alternators or generators that rub your tire. I didn't want to do that because I already had enough load on the tires, but someone pointed out very wisely, just detach the generator from the tire while you're going uphill, and then when you're coming downhill, the first thing you do is flip it back so it's rubbing the tire again, and then you get all that juice on the way down without having to expend the energy. There's a whole bunch more things like that, about that I want to talk to you about. I also want to do some editing of the videos that I never posted and get them up. And I also want to, if you are interested, to say a little bit about the memory loss that both my parents have. I'm kind of an authority on that and a great fit for taking care of them. I don't want to embarrass them or publicize anything that they wouldn't want to be out there. So I can speak intelligently on this situation, because for 2 years I took care of an elderly man in his 90s with dementia, and it got real bad. So I know how to handle two people that I love, my puppies. I get them cozy in their beds after I feed them a delicious meal and sugarcoat everything. So I want you to stay with me if you find that interesting. If you click around my channel or search my name on YouTube, there's another channel that I made that nobody has paid any attention to, including me. And it's called the Peaceful Caregiver. And it's videos I made a couple years ago when I thought, what can I help the world with? These people that are struggling with taking care of a person they love with dementia. And the golden key to that is dementia gives you a great opportunity to take these people that are afflicted with this horrible disease and take them straight to happiness. And with the old guy, I'll call Charlie. I learned to do this, and because he was so forgetful, I could tell the same joke over and over. He would forget it 5 minutes later. I could use the same words or better words to get him in a happy place. And if you don't know what's going on because you can't remember what happened in the last 5 seconds, you are very much off your game. He called it playing on the black keys. He was a musician. And so I put that together, and I never did anything with it. This is a time that I can speak about the general things that happen when you're caregiving for someone with memory loss. And I'm doing double duty with two people that I love very much, who I'm so happy to be able to lead them straight for happiness with the techniques I learned with Charlie. And so when my family called me, it wasn't because they didn't believe that I could get to Florida and they had to rescue Doug somehow. It was, we hate to do this, but none of us are experts at this problem that you know is driving us nuts. And that's part of the reason it doesn't drive me nuts, is because I've already been through it. I already understand the difference between a sound mind and an aging, afflicted mind, and what techniques can be used to minimize that upset. And I'm so fortunate to do it for two people that I love. And I also love to cook, you know that. So everything is good. I've adjusted my own mind to realize my plan, which was going great. I had made it over the mountains. I had 450 miles left. My plan will be picked up in the future. Nobody knows when, and that's all right too. And we'll move on from there. But it's not like my channel is going to go dark and there's nothing happening. I will periodically post. I have the best, if you read my comments, I have the most interesting comments. I have the most warm-hearted people. I have a group of people. One time, some troll said something, hey, you get back to Ann Arbor and stop pontificating. And then right away, before I could think of something to answer, Mark Hosback came and says, get out of here, troll. And the guy did. We never heard from him again. So I've got friends out there in cyberspace that have my back, and I know you're one of them, and I appreciate that. And so I'm going to keep you updated both on the situation with Mom and Dad through my reminiscing about what happened with Charlie. So that's a little buffer zone there to give them their privacy. But there are very interesting, funny things that happen when you can't remember, CRS, you can't remember shit. So I still can. I remember that I have a warm, wonderful audience out there of good-hearted people. And so that's how we'll go forward. I'll talk about what's going to happen when I get back on the road, equipment-wise and strategy-wise for getting the job done. And I'll also keep you posted on the dementia. So thanks. Nice to talk to you again.